Today we're at the Shenandoah County Fire and Rescue Training Center in Edinburgh, Virginia. Welcome to the second episode of the Shenandoah County Volunteer Firefighter and EMT Recruitment Day. Today we have the Woodstock Fire Department and the Edinburgh Volunteer Fire Company here to help us demonstrate some techniques for finding and rescuing victims who might be trapped inside of a fire. The very first thing that's going to happen is we're going to capture the units coming in for the call. So we have with us today Wagon 12 from Woodstock and Wagon 15 from Edinburgh. Wagon 12 is going to be coming in first. They're going to pull up to this fire hydrant here. Hooking up to a fire hydrant is really essential for fire departments because it gives them a water supply to be able to fight the fire. Now, the firefighter coming out of the front door on your left, that is the officer on the rig. So the first arriving officer on the rig, their job when they get there is to coordinate the crew, but also to complete what's called a 360. So the 360 actually goes around the building to see what conditions are, to find the fire, to see if people are in there, to see what's going on, and to be able to relay that to the crew. Now, already pulling up here while she's doing that, while the other firefighter's doing that, this firefighter has brought the hose line to the front door. And their job is going to be to take this hose line inside and extinguish the fire. Now, they're also going to be doing what's called a primary search. And a primary search is designed to be able to find the victim who might be located inside the fire. Okay? And the crew, because they may be the only engine or unit on the scene for a little bit, is going to have to do both of those things at the same time. And thankfully, our firefighters are trained to be able to do that. So what we're doing right now is moving air out of the line so we can make sure we have water, while the incident commander came back around and briefed the crew to tell them what's going on. And she's notified them that there is a person trapped in there and they're going inside to get them. So we've got a drill crew going in with the hose line. The person's going to stay out here to make sure the door doesn't close on them and to feed hose into them so they can find their way. So come on, we're going to go inside. So you can tell it's really dark and really smoky in here, all right? But you can see the firefighters are crawling around on the floor looking for this trapped person. And the reason they're crawling around on the floor is because inside of a fire, it's going to be really hot and things, and heat rises. So the firefighters get really low to the ground so that they can escape the heat. Also, there's better visibility on the ground. So you can see there's a lot of smoke in here, and it's hard for them to get around. But our firefighters go through a whole lot of training so that they can maneuver in situations like this. And they're moving the hose forward. They're moving the hose forward so that they can move through the building. So we're just going to watch them do this a little bit. What they have to do when they're doing this search is basically look everywhere for where that person might be. They're looking behind beds, they're looking around furniture, and all kinds of other places where someone might be, because especially children and stuff might get trapped in small areas when they're in here looking, when they're in a fire. And what we're doing is, we're doing just like the firefighters are, and we're following the hose line. All right, the hose line is going to show us how to get in and out in case something happens. So because we're able to see the hose line, we're able to find our way out even in this dangerous situation. It looks like over here they found the victim and they're taking them out the window over here. All right, so we're going to go over here. They pulled the victim out of the window with help from a crew from Edinburgh Fire Company. They pulled them out. They've successfully rescued them. And what will happen then is they'll be turned over to an EMS unit for treatment and stuff. And we've got our firefighters in here. The next job they're going to do is go ahead and go back in the room to find the fire. So they're going to take the hose line back there. and advance it to put out the fire in a real life scenario. But we've already done our primary thing of being able to rescue somebody in a fire. And that has to happen really fast because the amount of time somebody has to get rescued from a fire is really limited because of how dangerous the smoke and stuff is. So we're going to talk to one of the firefighters who was involved in this demonstration. This is firefighter Jim Shipman from Woodstock. And I'm going to let Jim introduce himself and talk about why he volunteered with us.
I've been volunteering with volunteer departments since 1988 in 4 different states. Moved to Woodstock last April, joined in July. I can honestly say it's one of the best departments I've ever belonged with. Great teamwork, great dedication. Just love helping the people.
Thank you, Jim. And you can see he's really a little winded and stuff because this is hard work, but our firefighters, they get training and stuff that helps them do this. They complete an academy course that shows them how to deal with all this smoke, how to deal with the hose lines and stuff. And many fire departments, including Woodstock, help them provide like gym access and stuff so that they can stay in shape and be able to do this, and then conduct the regular training needed to stay active and stay up on their skills so that they can do this, because this is one of the most important things that a fire department does, is actually be able to save people. So thanks for attending this demonstration of search and rescue. We're going to start another one here in just a few minutes on ladders featuring Edinburgh Fire Company. We hope to see you there.